Welcome to week 1 of rescuing 5 lions from Ukraine. But first, let's get you up to speed. My name is Cam and my family own the Big Cat Sanctuary in Kent, UK. Our passion is cats. We love cats.
Hello.
It's a centre dedicated to the conservation and preservation of them. Cool, now you're up to speed, let's begin. In January this year, I came across a video on social media doing the rounds of a female lion called Yuna stuck in war-torn Ukraine. She was severely traumatised and was suffering from some shell shock and concussion from the bombings. So I did what anyone would do and slid into i4's DMs to see how we could help. Yeah, I didn't get a reply. But I did slide in again, this time by email, and they replied instantly and wanted to set up a call. So I jumped on that call with Natalia Gozak, a correspondent for i4 who is based in Kiev, Ukraine. Her job is to get rescued animals out of Ukraine and into forever homes. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the lions. This is Rory. He was used for illegal breeding in a private collection. Yuna was also used for illegal breeding and was kept in someone's house. Little Vanda was found in someone's flat, severely malnourished. And lastly, sisters Amani and Lyra, who are used for breeding and social media exploitation. After an hour video call, it was settled. I went from offering to support 1 lion to rescuing 5 lions. Let's rescue some lions. So now it was time to break the news to my family, that we're going to rescue 5 lions from Ukraine with no habitats to put them in. Yet. Good news is, I have a very supportive family who loves a rescue mission just as much as I do and want to give these lions a second chance at life. So we had to come up with a cunning plan. And that plan is, well, stay tuned. Follow for part 2. Welcome to week 2 of rescuing 5 lions from Ukraine. But first, let's get you up to speed. In week 1, we contacted i4 who help rescue animals around the world and agreed to rescue 5 lions from war-torn Ukraine. Let's rescue some lions. These lions are Rory, Yuna, Vanda, Amani and Lyra. Cool, now you're up to speed, let's begin. We needed to organise the vet requirements and documents for the move. So we jumped on a call with Natalia, who also introduced us to another Natalia, both of which are badasses. Let's call Natalia Gozak Natalia 1 and Natalia Popova Natalia 2. Natalia 2 has been on the front line rescuing animals all over Ukraine since the war began and has a temporary holding facility where the animals stay in Kiev, Ukraine. Some of the lions have been here for over a year and bombs are falling every week, so it's a race against time to get them out. So we got the ball rolling and assembled a team and started to quickly create a plan to build them a new home and get them out. We had many meetings in and out of the boardroom around their future area at the sanctuary with excessive amounts of pointing, probably too much. So here's a breakdown of the plan. Each lion requires an indoor space. So we designed a 15 meter by 15 meter house with 6 dens, 1 for each lion, as well as a spare den and a weigh-in tunnel. And they each have their outside area too, which will be designed carefully to suit their needs. This is my granddad, by the way. He's 84 and still works every single day with the same amount of passion as he had when he first started the sanctuary in 2000. Everything was coming together, but we needed the visuals to really show how great this area will be for them. So without further ado, introducing the Lion Rescue Centre. But that will have to wait for next week, so follow along for week 3. Thanks. Welcome to week 3 of rescuing 5 lions from Ukraine. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. We had major problems this week, but first, let's get you up to speed. On our journey to rescue the lions, we successfully obtained the visuals and design plans. So introducing the Lion Rescue Centre, which Yuna, Rory, Vanda, Amani and Lyra will call their forever home. Cool, now you're up to speed, let's begin. The first major problem that we'll hit with this week was, in order to build the Lion Rescue Centre, we need donations because it is coming in at £500,000 to construct it. Oh, and in order to rescue these lions, we need to move 4 of our current lions to a new area, and that habitat wasn't finished yet. So first, we have to finish this one. This meant that there could be a potential delay in bringing the lions over, so we picked up the pace real quick. It's constantly in the back of our minds that they're in a 4x4 brick pen at the minute. Some of these lions haven't even seen the outside or touched grass in over a year, and bombs are still falling. We knew we couldn't delay the rescue any longer. So how do we make it happen? So we worked out that if we could get this other lion project completed ASAP, we can at least get Yuna straight to the sanctuary and find temporary homes for Rory, Vanda, Amani and Lyra outside of Ukraine for the meantime. But this was easier said than done. The reason for Yuna coming first is because she has suffered the worst out of the 5 lions. Because of the bombings, she has had severe shell shock, so bad that she couldn't even stand, and concussion. So it's better to get her here as soon as possible so our team and vets can start treating her trauma. We also faced a second issue. Finding temporary homes was a daunting task. Only a few zoos, sanctuaries and rescues were willing to help because of the space and time, and they needed various documents which could take months. The third and final issue this week, we found out that even though the lions have been in isolation for over a year, they potentially have to quarantine for 4 months to be cleared of rabies in Ukraine. So Bryony was trying to find every possible way to get that rabies waiver without pulling every single one of her hairs out. And while that was happening, I was trying to work out with the team how to raise £500,000 for the mission and build the Lion Rescue Centre. So we came up with an idea. We launched the Big Cats in Crisis fundraising campaign. We've been able to raise over £200,000 towards our 500k goal thanks to you. However, with all this bad luck, it does look like our luck is about to change. And that luck was, well, stay tuned to find out and follow for week 4. Thanks. Welcome to week 4 of rescuing 5 lions from Ukraine. But first, let's get you up to speed. In order to rescue the lions, we needed to move 4 of our current lions to a new area, and that habitat wasn't finished yet. If we can get this built ASAP, Una can come over straight away. We were also having major problems finding holding facilities for Rory, Vanda, Amani and Lyra. We were also hit with a rabies requirement which could cause serious implications for getting the lions over. And lastly, we also launched the Big Cats in Crisis fundraising campaign, which has already raised over £200,000 towards the rescue. Cool, now you're up to speed, let's begin. We called in Paul Curry and his team to fast track the build of Una's and the current lions' new habitat at the sanctuary. Their team and ours have been working around the clock to get this built so we can get Una over ASAP. The area was really coming together. Fencing was concreted in, we fitted a high viewing platform to look out over the sanctuary, a nice quiet cave was installed, feed posts, a large mound to hide behind so she could have her privacy, a weighing tunnel and a quiet off-show area in the house too. Grass and planting comes next. As well as this, Paul Hollywood joined the campaign.
It's all about saving these lions. Please help us.
He has great eyes, by the way. We also held a black tie fundraising ball to raise further funds for the lions, and BBC Southeast also featured the lion rescue, which gave us a massive boost. Bryony then hit me with more good news. She received a rabies waiver, so the lions won't need to quarantine in Ukraine for another 4 months. This meant that as soon as the documents were all cleared, we can do the moves. But we woke up to the news that more bombs struck the Kiev region again, and that Ukraine are now facing massive power shortages. The lions and the team remain safe, but with shells still hitting Kiev, it's another reminder that we need to get them out as soon as possible. Right, we've got all of Una's documents for the move, but now we've got a call with a potential centre in Belgium where hopefully Rory can go to as well. Frederick from Nature Help Centre in Belgium confirmed that they have space for Rory, which was a huge relief. The centre is a shelter for sick, injured or wild animals in need of help. We had further calls with other facilities for Amani, Lyra and Vanda, but finding somewhere for these was still an issue. But for now, at least we can get Una and Rory out. So we jumped on an urgent call with Cross Border. They're a transport company who will help us move Una from Kiev, Ukraine to the sanctuary in Kent and Rory to Nature Help Centre in Belgium temporarily. We all came together on a meeting and started looking at dates to go and get the lions, and we came up with a very extensive plan to go and get them. And that plan is, well, stay tuned to find out and follow for week 5. Thanks. Welcome to week 5 of rescuing 5 lions from Ukraine, and so much has happened this week, it's hard to know where to begin. But first, let's get you up to speed. The team were working around the clock to get Una's and the other lion girls at the sanctuary's new home built. Paul Hollywood joined the campaign and BBC News shared our story. We received a rabies waiver for the lions so they don't have to quarantine in Ukraine for 4 months and can come over when the documents are passed. Nature Help Centre confirmed that they can take on Rory temporarily, but we still struggle to find somewhere for Amani, Lyra and Vanda. And we started planning the move with Cross Border to go and get Una and Rory from Kiev. Cool, now you're up to speed, let's begin. Paul arrived with a new whip and we took it straight up to the lion area. And with grass and planting going in, it was really coming to life. It will literally be completed next week for Una's arrival very soon and for our current lion girls to move into. We officially appointed Scrubs Group who will start building the Lion Rescue Centre imminently, which is a massive step forward. But with all of this going on, we're still working hard to find temporary homes for Amani, Lyra and Vanda outside of war-torn Ukraine while their new home gets built. And at last, we finally had our breakthrough. After a great call with our friend Lee from Paradisa in Belgium, they confirmed that they can help us and will take on Amani and Lyra temporarily. And now it's just little Vanda. So we're just about to go into a call with Plankendale in Belgium, and we're hoping that they're going to take on Vanda, the final lion. Fingers crossed. after another good call with Jonas from Plankendale Zoo in Belgium, they can also take her on too. It was a huge relief to now have homes for all of the lions outside of Ukraine. So with that in mind, we started organising dates and a plan with Cross Border to do the first part of the rescue for Yuna and Rory, and found a week to go over this month. So here's the route as follows. Go from the sanctuary in Kent, UK by car, cross the channel, go through France, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany to the Krakowec border in Poland, which will take roughly 23 hours, or by plane, which will take around 2.5 hours, where we'll meet up with Cross Border. From there, we'll drive to Kiev, which is another 8-hour drive. We'll meet the team at Wild Animal Rescue in Kiev, get lions Yuna and Rory into crates, into the vehicle, and onto the long road home, and do the same thing but in reverse, but drop Rory off at the Nature Help Centre in Belgium, where he'll stay temporarily. From there, we'll head straight to the Big Cat Sanctuary, where Yuna will go into her forever home. But we now face a major issue that could jeopardize the whole thing. So you must use a specialist agent at the Krakowec border who can raise the paperwork for live animals to move through the border to come to the UK. The company who did do it now doesn't do it anymore, and there are no other agents who deals with this at this particular border. So now we need to scramble to find a new customs agent, new border crossing, and change all the paperwork and documents to align with the new border as well. So stay tuned and find out how we get on and follow for week 6. Wish us luck, thanks.